My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Oh, it's the first time we get to play Luna. Hell yeah. Sorry, Luna. Eka. Since the update, Lost Arsenal. So Eka has just been made more powerful in a couple of effects and a couple of stat lines, especially in the early game, because otherwise she was one of the weakest performing champions in the first couple of rungs. Oh, this is a sick combination though. Eka and Plinks in the base deck. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy unit twice. That's really good when you have a bunch of Conduit on the floor from Eka. 2 copies of... What? What is this deck? 2 copies of Meddler in the base deck. Summon Phase, ability Manipulate, which Eka cares a lot about. And Tumbra Assault. 1 Ember to deal 5 damage, obviously affected by Conduit. Slay, gain 2 uncommon or rare morsels in hand, and Nightingale, 1 Ember 2 size, Stealth 2, New Moon, Multi-Strike 2 now. Seraphitosen is Chosen of Dominion, and Hersel's Horde, 4 deployable Ember deployable upgrades 50% cheaper. Yep, we should be able to solve this battle, this run before we get to the final fight pretty easily. Ooh. Friendly units gain Stealth 1 on Summon and Slay. Lost 3 damage per stack of stealth. I mean... Ooh. The big problem here is Umbra units are often going to slay in the front line, and then, as a result, they'll reveal the morsels behind them. Shadowbox, 20th morsel unit of the battle, 200 damage to all floors. Obviously, I don't know if I'm going to have... Well, 2 Tumbra Assaults in the base does make it more likely that Shadowbox is relevant. Actually, hang on. Friendly units gain Stealth 1 on Summon and Slay, so morsel units don't get revealed. Morsel generating units would get revealed. But I don't necessarily need those. What if we go Shadow's Sheath? The reason I don't love Shadow's Sheath is it's really unreliable. Like, in some battles, your frontliner is absolutely going to slay because, you know, the enemy frontline has 1 health or something like that. So then that gets stealth. And then maybe the next unit has a bunch of health. And then all of your healthy units behind your frontline all of your units that do want stealth, your weak units behind your healthy frontline unit don't get stealth. And then next round they die. Merchant of Steel, Umbra, Merchant of Magic Luna. Probably want to go the Magic Luna, Steel, Umbra. I'm definitely leaning Shadowbox for safety's sake. Celestial Spellweaver. Conduit 6 on Incant, gain Conduit 1. It's also Lunar... Silver Empress. Ability Lunar Echo every 2 turns. Create an ephemeral copy of a random spell played last turn. And on full moon, plus 20 Conduit. I think we can, like, build up the Conduit. And also 6 is already a lot for these Plinks. So I think Celestial Spellweaver makes a lot of sense here. Especially, oh my god, yes. Start a battle, ending units appear at each floor. Love that. These Plinks have never been more valuable. Nice. We managed to get the backliners there, very importantly. Oh yeah, I'll meddle a little. Why not? Gotta have somebody eat all those morsels. Health and damage. That's enough. Metal on the bottom line is eaten enough to win the fight. Sick. Obviously not the setup we want long term, but it'll work for the moment. Moon Pixie. Conduit 3, Enchant Conduit 3. I don't think I need more Conduit if I have the Echoline. Celestial Storm, though. 3 damage, deal 10 damage when enemy units are tuned at full moon. I think that's a really good way for me to do a ridiculous amount of damage. Kindle. This early? Consume to double your energy? I mean, it's annoyingly, if you don't have anything to do with the Kindle, it's complete garbage. But also, it's ridiculous if you have something good to do with it. I think I could easily take Mind Collapse, though, as just a energy pump on the Echo floor, because it just does Echo's damage, even when it's played for 0. Echo's conduit in damage, that is. I think an early Holy Stone on Mind Collapse sounds really good. I think a -1 cost on an Antumbra. Oh god, there's a lot of things I want to do there. Let's look at the Coven unit first. Shade Guard, Resolve. If it's New Moon, gain +10, +15. I mean, honestly, just having a frontline unit to go on another floor is good. Yes, there was Selena Acolyte there as well. Given that I want to use all of these for Slays instead, I think I'm going to try and use spells for my backline. +10 magic power on the Mind Collapse just sounds like a good idea. -1 costing on Antumbra Assault. -1 Permafrost on the other end. -1 Permafrost on Celestial Storm, actually. Yeah, that's a lot better. Keep a decent amount of money for unit upgrades in the next floor. So his bottom line should be Shade Guard Echo. And then... Perfect. Also, Shade Guard's usually a little worse just because it costs 2. But obviously, in a situation where I have 4 more Deployment Ember, much easier to justify. Nice. I don't even have placements for all of those. Oh, do I go Capacity? I'd really like not to go Capacity. Get me a Smidge Stone for the Shade Guard, and I won't need to. Nice. 2 additional energy next turn. Also, I definitely don't need to use the Celestial Storm. Yeah, no, we're fine. Spear Steward. Antumbra Morsel. Kill the Spear Steward. Use that for a decent amount of healing on my own character as well. We're in the wrong season for the Celestial Storm. Link worked out a decent amount though there. That one's just not going to finish the fight. That's fine. And I'm pretty sure that our top line is plenty resilient enough to win this fight. Yeah, that'll do it. Need more morsels if I'm triggering that shadow box, though. I don't need another meddler. Gravity, ascend or descend. I'm leaning towards skip on this. I should just take a gravity. And this one's going to be making a morsel. Which is a pretty good card. I don't like a mortal trade that much. Well, hello, Dualism and Titanite. Seraphitonis, Chosen of Dominion's definitely asking me to use the Crucible Warden instead. That damage shield just completely prevents incoming damage. Only problem is his own damage doesn't scale especially well. Doesn't project damage that far either. Alloyed Construct is obviously really good, always has been. Dualism on Crucible Warden's absolutely insane. It's just not going to die after that. Fine. I don't need to give it Titanite if it's not going to die. So Dualism to you, Titanite to the Shade Guard. I think plus 15 for Nightingale. Just given your multi-strike 3, you really should have some additional damage. There's a world where I could throw damage shield 3 on Crucible Warden to keep it prepared at the very start of the fight, or a shield suit or something like that. I'm going to hold my money here, though. Yo! Upgrade a spell to gain triple stack. I don't think I have any spells that can be affected by that at the moment. Upgrade a spell cost -4. Nothing's really happy about that at the moment. Entropic Growth. Interesting. Give a card Permafrost, and if it stays in your hand, permanently gain 5 magic power. Like, Celestial Storm is the one that can take best benefit of that, but also, like, it's already got Permafrost. I guess there's also the argument that I really don't want Entropic Crystals. Yeah, letting any of the spells in my deck cost more is really bad. God, I wish I had a spell that was better affected by this. This is like... I could -4 the Mind Collapse, which is literally just plus 12 damage to Mind Collapse. Like, it's nothing. I guess I could also throw Entropic Growth on an Entumbra Assault that's 0 costed, just so that I can hold it for the right turn. But the thing is, I'm going to want to play those constantly. So, like, them not slaying represents, like, real danger for us. I guess I can use those after Plinks, so I just hold them in hand until they're relevant. You know what? I'll do it. This feels like a bad idea, but I'm doing it. I think it'll be a fun bad idea. I think eventually it's probably... That card's probably only going to get to doing like 35 damage or something like that, but that's really good. That's not bad. Shade Guard, Echo. Ooh, I'd love Crucible Warden to be able to defend Nightingale instead of a Shield Steward, but I can't do that. Yeah, like here, there's no one to slay, so Entomber Assault stays in hand. And I can use this as an opportunity to throw away a Spear Steward with a chump block, I guess. Wow, Plink fully missed. This is the turn that I want to start using Entomber Assault, I think, because I just always want to have things to feed the top line. Well, hold up, though. That's 4 rage for you. I think I can withstand that, but I don't think I throw any more damage at another Ominous Acolyte there. Gotta play the Entropic Crystal, sadly. Throw down the Entomber Assault, get double Morsel Miner for the top floor. That's huge. Unfortunately, we also will lose the Shield Steward, relatedly. Get him, Blink. Good work, Blink. It's gonna give so much rage to them. Oh, but that's fine, because my kill floor is literally the top floor. And the top floor doesn't care how much damage the enemy has, because of the shield. 1, 2, blink. I'm not going to have an enemy to slay with the Entomber Assault next turn. But also, I don't need to. I can literally just hold on to it. Making a morsel. Oh, wow. Rude. You gave me Morsel Miner, and then I have to kill that to get 2 other morsels, because I really care about them. Keep Entomber Assault in hand, and keep it in hand, yep, again. Nice. Silver Ink. I mean, in a run where I am into the Blink's becoming attuned and getting additional... Oh my god. Glutton's Maw is so good, but it's gotta be Silver Ink. Can I justify... Selena Acolyte at this point, who is going to have a lot of damage. Yeah. I think I need capacity to support that, though. She's very expensive, but I can afford to play her. I will hit the Merchant of Magic, especially if I can find Holdover, I'll be thrilled. Moon Cycle, +1/+1 to friendly units. Look. A very different version of this deck uses that. It is really sad to see Moon Cycle on Ekka when you know that the cards that Ekka brings, the Witch Weaves, are way worse than just having 5 Moon Rituals in the base deck or Moon Cycling. Take Celestial Spell Weaver number 2. Holdover, -1 intrinsic, huge hits. Scrivener. You gotta let me Spell Weave. -1 cost intrinsic. God, I want to make Silver Ink -1 intrinsic. I think Mind Collapse could get Holdover, and that'd be fine. Just +15 straight up. I think I just throw that on a Entomber Assault, so it's easy to slay units on other lines as well. Novel enemy units restore 150 health when they move up a floor. That is pretty problematic for us. I'm gonna take it. I expect to lose a decent amount of health to this, possibly up to 20. Yeah, I need my floors to be as dense as possible. If I split my value across floors, I'm just gonna lose. Alright. Oh, hold up. Scrivener has the ability to pull another spell into my hand. We'll do that first. Sick. I mean, it does 160 damage already. I kind of think I just need to leave that in hand until I see the right minion to play it against. Ridiculous that that hit the Fallen Executioner twice, but okay. Two morsels for the next line. Good enough at the moment. Scrivener draws us a Blink and 0 costs it. Hell yeah. God, I love the outcomes of that. Another Witch Weave hits the bottom line, and Spear Steward for top, or just leave the space open? I think leave the space open. Drop the Vengeful Shard. Gotta make a morsel. I'm a Celestial Storm and Mind Collapse. Mind Collapse has holdover. Yeah, nice blink. Scrivener pulls out another blink. Hell yeah. Giving us the ability to fully blink this guy down. Oh, I don't have a target for my collapse. Can't even hold it over to the next turn. No. Oh my god, Witch Weave. So much damage. Also, Selena Acolyte's doing a ridiculous amount of damage with just the Mage Blade. Working out pretty well so far. Descend you, hit you with some Witch Weaves, maybe make a morsel. Chump block with a Meddler, why not? Phase X times, apply 1x Conduit. I don't have anyone who cares about it. Escalation, Ascend, and apply spell weakness 2. Now, the problem with that is that most of the time, a unit that we ascend is going away from the floor where I have all of my conduit. I think I would still be able to find a way to use that, though. That said, I also think I would be able to find a way to use Lunacy. Let me take Escalation because it's the card that I would less likely to be oh, boy. Oh, this changes things. Glutton's Maw, ability, Chomp. It would be lovely to Chomp. Umbra Stone, consume Trample. Trample's nice. Engine upgrade, additional energy each turn. 1 lower capacity, not so bad. Not great either, but not so bad. It's got to be Glutton's Maw in some way, right? It just expedites the stat growth of Crucible Warden so largely. Umbra Banner, Empyrean Well, Merchant of Arms. Well, I definitely do need a Merchant of Steel Sill. The Selena Acolyte has a lot that it wants from that. The Nightingale has a bit that it wants from that. Obviously, Endless on a Meddler would be really cool, because then that could be my Glutton chump every turn. Crucible Warden, I guess about it a little bit. I will admit, however, being able to dupe that Entumbra Assault... Actually, do you think that Entumbra Assault's looking a lot worse? It's still a fine card. There's nothing wrong with it. Another Umbra Banner? I think I do need a third line unit Umbra that's eating things. Yeah. Merchant of Arms. Echo Vault. Ooh. At the end of the turn, last spell played on this floor is played again. That would be incredible. Would it be incredible? The Enchanted Chamber plus 15 magic power on the bottom floor doesn't really care about it. Selena Acolyte isn't really doing that many of the slays on the bottom line. We're doing the slays without spells. I think Echo Vault would be really good on the bottom line in a different situation. Like where I was playing minion, like morsel generation at the end of turn or something like that. Let's make the Gluttons more deployable. I will roll. I think Boiler Room for the bottom line makes a ridiculous amount of sense. Did I? So I chose not to take Echo Vault there, right? No, I did take Echo Vault. So Echo Vault can be played on its own line. Doesn't have to be on the bottom floor. Boiler Room's just a lot of energy. It gives us energy as the turns are resolving. It's really hard to turn that down. Combine two equipment cards into one, remove a card from your deck. All good on those. Shadow Eater definitely cares about eating morsels, I'll tell you that much. Can I run a Shadow Eater bottom line? I'm not up against Savagery. Empyrean Well to Duke. I think it's gotta be... Oh, Chomp. Chomp on that bottom line at the right speed is huge as well. But then who the Entumbra Assault's gonna slay? Get a second powerful Entumbra Assault. Shadow Eater with more. Then Shade Guard, Selena, Echo? I might legitimately be going energy. They all cost 2. I feel like Shade Guard's not great here. It's gotta be Shadow Eater more. It's gotta be Crucible Warden. Selena Echo? No, because then the Crucible Warden only gets to eat 1 a turn. That's nothing. Throw Echo on bottom line, keep my spellcasts down there. But then that's where Selena wants to be, but also do I need Selena if I'm already doing the suite this way? Kind of, because she does spike her damage really high. God, I really don't... This is a huge amount of really good units. I don't know where they go and what I'm supposed to do with them. We did Echo, Selena, and Shade Guard bottom. Then Crucible Warden, Nightingale, and Scrivener. That's annoying. Gotta play the Entropic Crystal. Can't do anything about that. Link gets us 1 morsel. Don't even get to play the Silver Ink, unfortunately. We don't have especially good damage on this front next turn either. No. Given the enemies we're fighting, the Shadow Eater is 100% the correct choice. I just need to figure out how to use it. Maybe I just don't give it more immediately? Yeah, I think I just don't give it more immediately. And no Selena Acolyte. Right, of course I can't give it more immediately. It literally can't. Not allowed. Clear that. Better done than not. Let's go Echo Vault, making of a morsel. Throw a morsel miner on the bottom line. Should use a Witch Weave before that, though. Celestial Storm's incredible on this midline this turn. Thank you, Scrivener, for Escalation. Which actually would do incredibly well here. Escalate that unit, and then Celestial Storm. Okay, there has to be a better way of doing that turn. The escalation was not necessary. Like, obviously, there's drop Boiler Room and then, like, just Celestial Storm this floor once. The main problem therein... Oh. That Witch Weave's enough to keep him alive. Scrivener draws a card. Right, of course it's that one. I could also use this to escalate Echo off of this floor. Wait, actually, what was the last spell played on this floor? Gotta remember, I have the Echo as well. It was the Witch Weave. It should be the Celestial Storm, though. Yeah, it costs us some health, but happens. Forgot about where my morsels actually need to go right now. I'm getting way fewer morsels turn over turn than I was hoping for. Oh my god. All of the strongest enemies are getting to the top line right about when Nightingale runs out of damage. Thank you for getting me the good Antumbra salts. Okay. Top line's taking care of itself. Mid line. Would you like to follow suite? Follow. Hell yeah. I can change the season. Not much damage shield with his midline, but summoning a Selena Acolyte there seems good. Come on, Koto. You are kidding me. It completely missed the Ravenous Zealot. How dare you? I have lost a lot of damage. I think Celestial Mind Collapse just enough to get us there. I need better control. I need more consistent control of what's happening in this game. Moonbeam, 20 damage to the front enemy unit X times. Great. When I have Echo. Moonrise, hopefully not entirely necessary. Cannibalize, Feast, Crucible Extension. I think there's an argument to take Crucible Extension. The only problem is it wants to go on floors where the other rooms also want to go, so I could just use, like, Echo Vault on a floor by itself. Use that to get additional value out of almost nothing. That's really unfortunate. Maybe Echo Vault was a mistake. Boiler Room gives us all the energy I'm really asking for, so if I go for capacity, it's very easy to justify draw after this. The capacity would give me the ability to put, like, Crucible Warden, Echo, and Selena Acolyte on the same line. cannibalize? I don't have enough units to justify cannibalize. I think maybe feast, actually. Merchant of Magic. Alright, I'll head to Trinkets. Plus 2 capacity for the middle floor. Huge. Restore 10 health to the lowest friendly unit on Moon Cycle. Fine. Mind Jacks plus 2 on middle floor. Morsel units get damage shield 1. I mean, yeah. If I'm ever chump blocking with morsel units, that's obviously incredible for them. I kind of want another Maw. So the Crucible Warden could also eat, but like realistically, it's very difficult for me to play those. Another Antumbra Assault that hits the backline would be nice, but it doesn't actually help us. Another Silver Ink is pretty much unplayable until I reduce the cost of the first Silver Ink. I wouldn't want to do, but I'm going to get another Glutton's Maw. I never have the ability to support using 2 of them, though. I'm going to get an Antumbra Assault. I'm only going to be mad about it forever, though, so it's fine. I can get away with this. Silver Ink sets up the bottom line. We've got Antumbra Assaults for days. We can take out all the targets we want. Which is huge. Okay. I'm going to keep both of these other ones in hand. Don't need to use them at all. Morsel Jeweler, eaten. 2 more morsels thereafter. Got to be Boiler Room on the lower line. As much as I want it to go somewhere else, it's got to be on the bottom line. Stand to Embrace, I'll take down the biggest enemy. Get him to Gorge. Yeah, you're growing so much faster. It's already 30-30 on you. I was really trying to avoid using the other Antumbra Assault. Here's something fun. You take way more damage on the next floor. Go up there. Welcome back to this floor. Thank you, Scrivener. Hey, Blink got us 2 units. That's huge. Spear Steward, you're gonna get eaten. I'm forcing the eat on the bottom line here. Sounds great. Ascend, don't need to ascend you. Oh, actually, I do. Yeah, if I ascend you, I can prevent Kale from resolving on you. Yeah, don't love this, but it's a great example of what our deck can do. Entropic Crystal, I have to burn that out. Not a huge fan. Wah. Now this bottom floor is looking bad. Wah. Summon the Meddler. Swap Season with the Meddler. Eat that Meddler. Then, Mind Collapse for 42 damage. Allowing me the energy to play the Celestial Storm on the bottom line. Which then gives me the energy for playing Vengeful. All's well, ends well. Get a Mind Collapse. Gives me the ability to summon the Spear Steward ready to get at next turn. And I also get my free Morsel Miner this turn. Yay! Just checking in case I was capable of eating an enemy up there. Would be great. I just keep Entombra Assaults in hand, I'm pretty sure at this point. Midline wins our competition. So yeah, I think eating the Selena Acolyte makes a lot of sense right now. As well let the Entombra Assault grow for a couple turns when I can. Yeah, looks like a great opportunity to just get a little more damage on him. Oh, and was it ever? Shield Steward down. Eat the Shield Steward. Morsel Miner. Witch Weave. Witch Weave. Mind Collapse. Leave both the Entombra Assaults in hand because they will grow. 4 more morsels, and we would have gotten Shadow Box for the first time. Shroud Spike. Wretch is a way to get a lot of morsels back at the same time, but I have space for some of them, but not all of them, certainly. And Shroud Spike is the immediate spike that I really need. Also, I have a lot of energy a lot of the time. I don't see capacity again now that I have the Mind Jacks. There's an argument for Hell's Flame literally just for deployment Ember. I really want draw. The holdover Mind Collapse, I think, makes it easier to make the draw choice there. Merchant Magic unstable. I think Merchant of Arms sounds really good. Getting the Boiler Room deployment. Sure, Incant gain Conduit 3. We'll go all the way down with the spell line. Void Armament and Swift Steel. Swift Steel's pretty fun on Nightingale. Void Armament could obviously go on Selena Acolyte, but it's not really how I'm rolling at the moment. I mean, Swift Steel could also go on Selena Acolyte, same reason. What would that world look like? I just have to let the Dominion jumps come in through the bottom line. And then all of the spells down there will be garbage. Unless they've gotten hit with a Silver Ink, maybe. I'm trying to figure out what our two lines are consistently going to be. It's really hard to. I think I'll keep Shadow Eater bottom line. Give me a Swift Steel Dagger, I'll reroll. Don't want any of those. Ah, this event. Dastardly event. I think this is a great opportunity for me to throw Selena Acolyte, Nightingale, and maybe even a Meddler all into the same box. Selena Acolyte's also going to want to be on the same floor as Ekka. Otherwise, it doesn't do any damage. Maybe I don't throw units into the deck because I won't be able to manage when they're summoned. Putting 3 spell units in hand. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but what if this is at the bottom of the deck? Large mystery box. Give it to me. Small card draw. Enemy units appear on each floor. It's gonna be annoying. Savagery's Final Assault, so they are Rage Wings that I'm gonna have to deal with here. That feels like I really want to use spells on the bottom line. Feels like it's like... Is it Shade Guard Ekka? Shade Guard Ekka Selena Acolyte? I don't need Echo Vault on the same line as that. That's completely okay. Just drop Boiler Room there. If I can give Quick to the Cylinder Acolyte, we'll be able to kill half the time. But, like, realistically, we're relying on spells to kill on that line. Scrivener for card draw and Crucible Warden. Right. I was supposed to populate the top line. Have I immediately screwed myself? Actually, the answer looks like no. Which Weave saves us on bottom line already. Shadow Eater Morsel Miner kills top. Which Weave gives us back an Ember. What the hell do I do? Unfortunately, Celestial Storm literally does nothing to those. There has to be a way to stop myself from losing both of these floors. It's got to be setting up on the top line. I've also got to remove these two shield steals from the deck because they're preventing me from drawing my Gluttons more, which is necessary. Without that, I will lose. Shade Guard bottom line. Just Crucible Warden instead. With only one space. But it can eat every turn. How much more space does it need if it eats every turn? Something a lot closer to that. Boiler Room still for the energy, obviously. Scrivener. Gives us our card draw. Which Weave gives us additional energy. Knocks the bottom line. Okay, yeah, this is definitely the direction we go. Let's drop Echo Vault on top line. I'm gonna Celestial Invocation the making of a morsel, get a second copy of it. Play one on the top line, summon the morsel. Play one on the bottom line, then a Moonbeam. Then use it to both chump block for the damage as well as give 2 dualism. And then we also have a Morsel Miner coming into the next hand from the Echo Vault, which is used for saving the top floor this turn. Link got one of them down. use the Entomber Assault to take the other. I have to drop the Entropic Crystals, unfortunately, which means I don't get to play Gluttons more. But if I don't play Gluttons more, top line... see, how bad does it get? One chump, hit. One chump, hit. So this final one survives and gets eaten. Okay. Easier not to play the Gluttons more in a world where I'm still capable of doing most of the outcomes it would have brought about. Though I will note, the Avowed Gladiator getting to the top line as healthy as it currently is certainly not what we're looking for. Upgrade for an additional energy each turn seems nice. Scrivener, pull us a card. Certainly counts. Link the bottom line gives us Rubble Morsel, which admittedly gives us a lot of additional energy as well. Not that I can really use that energy for anything right now, though. Rubble Morsel. Shroud Spike it for a whole bunch. If only I could use an Entomber Assault to take out a unit. Special Storm. Sending and descending a unit won't work. Obviously, I can't return it back to this floor and then still get to hit it with the Entomber Assault. There has to be a way better way of using that turn. Engine upgrade definitely goes there. Link definitely hits bottom line. I think it's got to be Rubble Morsel. Oh, hold. I want the additional energy, so it's the one from the Scrivener that we'll be using. I think it's Rubble Morsel gets hit with the Entomber Assault to give me more relevant upgrade. An upgraded unit. An upgraded Morsel. Can't do it. The unit will survive. Unless I also hit it with gravity. That's a lot to invest in killing my own Rubble Morsel. Honestly, like, this Nightingale's not really going to do much damage. I think maybe I should just remove the Nightingale. Unfortunately, it means I take 5 higher damage immediately, but I don't really get to stop that. Jewel will prevent that damage on that floor at least. Yeah, this looks really bad for us. Pretty much as soon as there is a healthy unit, I'm screwed. Which is, not good and doesn't have a long-term survival rate worth talking about. Shroud spike for nothing on the top floor. Couldn't make another morsel to eat. Decent turn to get our Glutton's Maul. Right, that's not the floor I thought I was on. We'll be okay, we'll be okay. For the moment, we will be okay. Let's get a second Mind Collapse, throw Shield Shield on that line to prevent again some damage. Sweet. Mind Collapse. Mind Collapse. Throwing Eaton on the top floor, and then we get to use a second Eaton up there. Woo! Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. We got quick on the Selena Acolyte. The bottom line is safe. Woo! It only took almost the entire run. Damn. I feel like I'm very reliant on the damage of my spells and my Selena Acolyte. Scaling its damage off of the conduit from Echo, so it's all about spells. But in order to set up our front line, I had to avoid spells for so long that now I'm just gonna die. It's not great, but that not be the case. If that next gladiator doesn't kill us, it will get pretty damn close. Okay. Still alive right now. exactly what I was looking for, game. Thank you, though. That'll do it. We survived. The lack of excitement in my voice about the fact that we have survived is because I feel we are not long for this world. Dominion, thankfully, doesn't have as much of a problem with making giant health minions. I think a Cosmic Bolt just in this deck, just ready to a unit at the right time, seems great to me. I have space for an Ember Forge. I don't need an Ember Forge. Yeah, I can't win if I don't go to a Merchant of Pyramanes, rather. Gorge Trees an additional time. Turn off the deployment phase. Draw until you have 10 cards. Great. Gorge Trees an additional time. Pretty good. Friendly units ends with Lifesteal too. Fine. Units get an extra upgrade slot. It's pretty relevant in a world where I have enough upgrade slots on units, but I still haven't gotten that. Titanite on Shadow Eater sounds good. Multi-strike on Selena Acolyte sounds great. Quick on the Selena Acolyte sounds incredible. Smidstone on Shadow Eater would make that bottom line a lot easier to justify. So what? That makes the bottom line Shadow Eater, Ekka, Selena Acolyte, and whatever Gorge units. Shadow Eater feels like a wrong choice. But it's double triggering that Gorge now. Alright, Sarah Paternus. Show me kindness. Show me grace. Oh my god, I forgot to remove the damn shield stewards. Okay, Glutton's Maw is not in my opening hand. Thankfully, Shadow Eater is. Yeah, this is... Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play Making of a Morsel and develop that morsel on midline. Then draw a spell, apply -1 costs, and then finally I can Silver Ink, hitting all of them with Attuned. So they get 5 times bonus from magic power, as well as 3 magic power. Then, I can start slaying enemy units. Summon 1 as a blocker for the bottom line, so that I don't have to deal with the additional corruption. I'm gonna send you and give you spell weakness too, so I don't have to worry about your impact on that line. Shade Guard, do I really want you? Yeah, I'll play the Shade Guard by itself on top line. It can be there and safe. Glutton's more for eating proactively on the bottom line, certainly fine. Whether it's needed is a completely different question. I think it giving additional size to the Shadow Eater every round is probably the important part. Absolutely get him. Thank you for the ridiculous amount of energy, allowing me to do basically whatever I want the rest of my turn. Rude. Excuse me? That end result was not dealing 175 damage. Just 75. Disappointing. That gets the jump block against all of the incoming, including the doubling of corruption, which is really important. Maybe one's still short. Yeah, no, I should just hold on to that. Thank heck for Cycle of Circles, which healed back up Selene Acolyte. Oh, Blink has been zero-costed, but also Eclipse Chamber. New moon effects are always active. Silent Mutants get plus 15 on resolve. It's not bad. To throw that on the top line, especially. God, a blinking enemy. Some of the morsel, then a meddler, then I eat the meddler, and then the morsel gets all the corruption from it. Yum, yum, yum. Get an Echo Vault on midline because I can. Let's play this Antumber Assault so I can fill the bottom line. Then Feast on the bottom line. Gaining a whole mess of energy. So I can summon a Steward, kill the Steward, get a bunch more minions. Literally any of you are comfortable enough for the midline. Which we for a little additional energy. I mean, Moonbeam's not doing too much damage right now because it's not on the right floor. But you don't waste it. Especially when it doubles the action. Oh, wow. Scriven for a new card? Hell yes. Let's... Nightingale the top line, a Entumbra Assault, draws us 2 for this hand. Plink? Hell yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. We plink into a Rubble Morsel. So we use Entumbra first, then eat the Entumbra for additional energy. Then I put a Rubble Morsel down, and I Shroud Spike the Rubble Morsel for a ridiculous amount of Gorge triggers. Nice. Giving us also 18 energy. Making for a very big Moonbeam. That unfortunately will be the last thing I play. I didn't even have Witch Weaves in this hand for healing my backline. I also don't have a way to ascend you this turn either. Things are going to get a little dicey over the next couple of turns. I'm going to be losing you anyway. I may as well kill you myself. And use that to generate some additional conduit on the floor that might need it the most. Okay, the goal is now ride it out. Survive long enough to claim technical victory. Morsel? Perfect. God, you are really on all the wrong floors at all the wrong times, buddy. Damage, just enough. You can give as much corruption as you like to this guy. Definitely need another morsel. Oh my god, finally. Shadowbox triggers. Everything's okay with the world again. It's not. Bottom line's not exactly forfeit, I don't think. Damn it. I really needed that to kill someone. Shadow Eater not getting to eat on the bottom line is a problem. That Glutton's Maw would be a lot more useful were I using it. 31 stacks of damage shield. Is it going to be enough? Not by a long shot so far. Link completely misses. I descended you. You do a lot more damage after that. Hexcalate you off of the space. And then we can Moonbeam enough to get the kill. Ridiculous. Well, we survived. Probably two of the clumsiest fights I've ever played in my life, but we survived. We had 9,999 corruption on this unit. Obviously, only damage shield stands up against that. Great abyss before you. I have to find a better solution than I've been running. I mean, Glutton's Maw in the opening hand would certainly help a lot. There it is, but now I also don't have my energy in the opening hand, which is the other thing I also certainly need. I do think playing my spells on a lower floor is going to be essential. Selena Acolyte needs to be defended. And Shadow Eater with that already should be a lot better at doing it. I think Crucible Warden helping to defend the midline makes so much sense, and I think then it has to be a Nightingale behind you for damage. I'd love to silver ink more spells. This is only like 3 spells, but at least Moonbeam's one of the ones that got it. Good target. Hold up. Hold up. There's Entropic Crystals in hand. Can't let all of my spells cost 1 more. Tumbra Assault my own guy. Doesn't give me energy though, but it does give me 2 morsels. I kind of feel like for the sake of corruption, I want to like chump a morsel in each of those floors each turn, but that's also not really realistic. I will eventually need to be eating these morsels. I guess midline's the one that can do the most without that at the moment. Scrivener and Draw gives us gravity. Oh, hell yeah. Blink gave me 2. Nice. The Rubble Morsel in front line. Unfortunately, it also gave me a bunch of garage, whatever. Rubble Morsel in front line. Eat with a chomp. And then naturally... Gonna need to do things to buy a chomper consistently as well. The sender unit. I'll set up one of you to... No, I don't need one of you to die to a Blink. No. No, those spells should go for the top line. Good time to start removing all these stuff. Perfect opportunity to double chomp this turn. Summon the Meddler, gain sweep, chomp it. Selena Acolyte with its quick and sweep is going to clear the line. I kind of really do need to play these Curses of Entropy. I can afford to as well. I can afford to lower my damage that way because we're overkilling by a pretty good amount a lot of the time. Let's give Trample to you. Definitely need some more morsels for the second line. They're having some struggles there. Dusk Mantle. Oh, cool. Witch Weave for a heal seems good. Nice. Scrivener pulls out an Timber Assault, which is pretty much exactly what I need right now. I have enough space in hand to get both of the cards out of it. Put a... Do I care about lifesteal at all? No, I care about health. The lifesteal unit in front. Actually, hang on. Surely what I care about is minor. Shroud Spike for as much as I can get there. Okay, yeah, one of those should have just been played on the bottom line. God, maybe I actually hold on to Shroud Spike. So I only get to feed twice. Said it's a lot of shield triggers suddenly. When I get back to it, I'm probably not... No, okay, I do need to use it still. Thankfully, I don't even need to do anything on the bottom line this floor. If I use Curse of Entropy, though, 4 sap, 8, 6... I might then need to do something. No, we're still fine on the bottom floor. Midline's doing okay as well. Huge news. I don't currently have a good way of meddling in this hand, unfortunately. Take out your most damaging backliner first, so I don't have to worry about it. There we go. Doubling Gorge triggers will get you a long way. Can stop 5 damage by throwing a Shade Guard on top line this turn, and probably should just for that reason. Planetarium grants Friendly Conduits 5. Honestly, that's probably more important than Echo Chamber right now. Just so the midline has much more spell power in case a enemy unit ever gets to it. I'm also going to take the opportunity to escalate the Dominion and then hold the rest of my stuff. Our damage against Savagery and Entropy is not scaling as quickly as I would like. I have to keep dropping a bunch of my damage, unfortunately. Also, these curses. Ugh. I have to play them because I really don't have the HP not to, but... Nightingale's literally never going to do damage again in this run. I think I have to... nix you. To focus on my spell damage on the bottom line as well. As many incants as I can possibly do. Morsel, drop the Morsel Miner on the bottom floor, eat that Morsel Miner. Yeah, that certainly looks like those units get off this floor, and if they get off this floor, they are going all the way to the pyre. Moonbeam seems like it could theoretically help, but isn't looking especially helpful right now, to be honest. Umbra Assault takes down one of them. Dominion's gonna die faster than the other units. I don't need to use Pyrelight anymore. Should I descend Savagery? I think I have to. It's the enemy's one behind cycle. It does a bit more damage to him, sure. Thankfully, Umbra Assault has the right targeting in mind. Savagery's going to clear the middle line and just deal 5 damage directly to the pyre. Goes of Entropies, sapping is even further. Yeah. Ugh, boy. We're going to get dealt 5 damage at the end of this turn, 5 damage at the end of the next turn. The Shade Guard's not really going to be able to defend us. I almost feel like if I didn't even use this mid line or top line and I just cut all the cards that were relevant to them, this bottom line would just slap. But by trying to have more units, I made myself much more vulnerable. Get him. Another shield steward for the next turn. That prevents some damage. Oh, definitely not enough for us to stay alive, though. Ooh, Heavenfall. That's a lot of damage you're proposing. Yeah, 3 damage from Dominion at the end of this turn. Savagery clears the top line. There's nothing I can really do. You got me, game. Chomp. Having to play out all of the curses, which realistically, that was just determined by how poorly the fight directly before Seraph went. But having to play out all of the Scourges and sapping all my units certainly didn't help. Having 58 additional damage on the Selena Acolyte each round certainly would have helped. But realistically, the unrelenting damage just coming against each of our frontline units, and the fact that I was only really capable with my resources of supporting the bottom line or the middle line and not both, I think is what took us down there. There goes that pyre. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, hell, it still gilded the silver ink. How mad can you truly be? The new... I mean, I don't think the Eka incant line was really changed much here. Just trying to get additional value out of it. Realistically, these Antumbra assaults, I was putting a lot of value in as like, these are going to be my consistent morsel generation. And they were-ish. Just not as consistently as I really needed them. And also, I feel more and more every single time that I take the... Where are you, buddy? I didn't give you an upgrade, right? See, oh, no, there you are. I feel more and more when I take Shadow Eater, just really, really unimpressed by it, because even in this position, it had Glutton's Maw, it had the doubling of its Gorge. It was fine. Eka could have done that job by itself with just, like, just spells. The Selena Acolyte could have done that job by itself with just Eka. Like, this was one of my favorite units in MT1, and I keep taking it in MT2, expecting it to perform anywhere near the same level, and it seems like even with, like, optimal support of Fossilized Fangs and Glutton's Maw, it's fine. At best, completely fine. At worst, it's way slower than it needs to be, and you lose for using it. Selena Acolyte was doing incredibly in that run, but to be fair, it's got ridiculous upgrades on it. Shadow Eater also had ridiculous upgrades, but just didn't do anything. Like, if I replaced you, like, Shadow Eater, if I replaced you realistically with pretty much any other unit for that bottom line, I think we would have done infinitely better. The inconsistency of your performance on the bottom line, I think, is really what ended up killing us there. Because then we had to throw so many resources at you to keep you alive, that, unfortunately, we lost the run. Won the battle, lost the... Whoa, hello, there's a new event? Everyone, it's time. Let us get started. We are ready, Lady Eka.
So, what's going on? Is this part of our training?
No, little one. You're about to witness a very special occasion. Every full moon, our coven gathers for the Plenilune Festival. You are the first one outside of our coven to be a witness of it. During the full moon, the Selene's magic is at their peak. You see, their magic comes from moonlight. We hold a ritual for them to absorb as much light as they can before the moon wanes once more.
Is that what Lady Eka is doing now?
Indeed. Watch what happens next.
Wow, she's glowing. I know a few shrooms who can glow, but not like this.
Yes, this is her truest form. She's become one with the moon herself.
So, if I stand in moonlight long enough, do you think I'll get some of that power too?
That is not how it works, little one.
Psst. You know, if you stand just right in the moonlight, you might catch a little extra spark. Just don't tell Eka.
Pay no attention to that one. He's a troublemaker.
Oh, I was kinda hoping for some moon magic.
Maybe not magic, but there is something we can do. How about we join the others for some Luna Fruit and Stardust?
Whoa, really? I've never had those before. Let's go! Let's go!
Guess Eka was right after all. I am learning to enjoy their company. They are still quite strange, though.
I thought we were out of events. Hell yeah, all I needed to do was play another run with Eka, it turns out.
At the moment, though,
I'll take that as the win screen I get for beating Seraph. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, future. A special thanks this episode to Tristan. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.